welcome back, everyone. We're back again with Boston United and our journey through Premier League football and beyond. This is the penultimate episode of the Boston United series on FM 2019 with us. So we're having the FA Cup final, and then we're going to go through some of the players that were my favourites through this whole thing, and then next episode will be the 1 year, 5 year, and 10 years into the future. Is just seeing how the club progressed after we left. I have a feeling that they're not going to do so good. I just have a sneaking suspicion, just because this club is kind of I feel like it's a mid-table team, but like that we've kind of pushed them on a little bit, like being able to hold on to players, bringing players on the cheap, and finding gems. But I don't know if the club will progress. Also, we put them into a bit of debt this season, so that might they might have to sell in the summer, which will not be ideal, because if you sell some of the key players, the team is quite average at times. But yeah, in the last episode we played against Man City, where we drew 2-2 with them to win the league. Since then, played Everton. They smashed us 3-0. I do not know. Eddie Nikath, Nekatia, however you pronounce his name, was an absolute monster. I remember we tried to sign him a few seasons ago when we were in the Championship. He wouldn't join, and he ended up going somewhere for like 30 million. Norwich 2-0. Barrera scored both. Rion got an assist, and I believe Hurd did as well, or it might have been Miranda, one of them. Yeah, no, it was Miranda. Free kick over the top, hit the crossbar, came back, and Barrera just tapped it in. But yes, we have Liverpool today, so hopefully going to get a result against them. Few players want to leave. Going to be Laird's going to be sold this summer. Boateng's supposed to be going on loan, and so is Marino. I imagine Arp's going to be sold, Rion's going to be sold, probably one of the wingers will be sold. I just imagine this team's going to be picked apart in the summer, especially after winning the league. It's just bound to happen. So Rion's on 27 goals. He's one off his record before, which was 28. But he's broken his record with assists. Before, he had 16, I believe, 15 or 16, and he's currently on 19, so he's actually doing the bits for us. I'm going to keep the team as per usual, same. Like formation-wise, Barrera up top, Rion on the left, Salambia on the right, Hilarme, Altamiranda, Simic, Tiemann, Kerr, Shaw, Janssen, and Pickford in goal. I'm considering maybe putting in Ryan. I just find that Pickford can be a bit out there. I don't know, he's been a bit off for me lately. Like, some of his stats are going down, like his agility and his stamina. I don't know. Take a look at him in comparison. Well, I suppose that answers our question. Ryan's degrading even more. He's quicker and he's better stamina, so that's about it. I guess we'll go with Pickford. It's his final game. He'll probably retire at the end of the season or next season, so it's probably his last chance for some silverware. Although he did win the league, so you gotta be happy with that. But yeah, let's get into it. Oh, and Rion won Player of the Season, and I got Player of the Year, or Manager of the Year, Player of the Year. But yeah, so not surprising that Rion got it, because considering he has like 19 goals in the league and like something like 13 or 14 assists. Like, those are crazy numbers. The next highest goal scorer to him is about 20 goals. He's like 1 assist, and the top goal scorer has 25 goals and 2 assists. So, like, and the next person closest to him in assist is Mbappe, who has 13 assists, and it's redonkulous. But yeah, let's see if we can get some against them today. I believe that a few of their key players are actually out injured, so that could be good for us. Win the trophy for them. The fans deserve it, and I have faith in you. That's all we need, is a bit of faith. You gotta have faith. I think they're playing Gomez in midfield. Don't do it. Oh my god. Fucking 17 seconds in. Are you fucking for real? Oh my god. Well, that just went fucking pear-shaped in about 10 seconds. It'd be typical if we get smashed like 6-0 now. It'd be so... Well, it wouldn't be typical, but it'd be the epitome of a bottle job. Oh my god. Like, we've lost... got knocked out of the Europa League final 3 years ago. We lost the... I think we lost the Carabao Cup final a season ago. So, where was that ball going to? Janssen wins the ball back. Altamiranda, Shaw, Janssen, Altamiranda, play it, don't get tackled. Rion, right at the keeper. we're doing good stuff, so I think we're going to come back into it. Yes, Barrera and Rion. Okay, Rion's on 20 assists. Jesus, not bad. And got Barrera with his 20th goal of the season. I think actually that with that goal we might actually be okay. The good thing is Alisson's actually out injured. Like he's their second choice and he's like valued at like 10 million or something. So we might have a chance here. Upamecano and Arango at the back with Gomez at left back. Ooh, that actually might be good for us considering he's right-footed. I would have been worried if it was, I suppose Rion's left-footed, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we're doing okay at the moment. Kind of going through the gears with them, playing a positive outlook out. Okay, they're getting a lot of shots off, but I feel pretty good about it. Yeah, maybe shorter passing, that could be an option. And we also always have the option of bringing on Boateng for Simic or someone, pushing him up into that attacking midfielder position. He's been pretty good off the bench as of late. He hasn't been playing well when he starts, I don't know. He could be a player that gets sold as well, because I think he has like something like 30 goals. Oh, Barrera. Come on. Okay, apparently we're good at corners now, which is ironic. Oh, that was a great header. But Barrera's more, I find he's a bit of a poacher. Even though he plays like a pressing forward, like he's just always in the box and gets the rebounds. But yeah, that's good. Very good for us. 2-1 lead. All we need to do is just hold on this lead, maybe get another goal or two, and see this out. And if we get that, we get the, well, I get the achievement for winning the top level trophy in a country, so the FA Cup for me. Don't let your things drop, heads drop or whatever. But yeah, so hopefully, I think we get another goal. We'll probably be safe. Maybe get Barrera a hat trick. That'd be pretty sweet for a FA Cup final. And it'd be ironic if we got a hat trick, considering all the hat tricks that happened this weekend or last weekend with who got one? Vardy, Perez, and Pulisic. So many. Ooh. Okay, are we going to break now? Salve played out left. Good man. So Barrera with his hat trick. And Rian with a second assist. Oh, what an absolute break. He played it exactly where I wanted to. That's one thing that hurt. Oh, what an absolute. He's an absolute poacher. I don't know what it is. Like he shouldn't be, but he absolutely is. His stats are so good. Probably one of our best signings, I think, especially on a free. Especially Altamiranda and Barrera, two absolute key signings. They're kind of reminiscent of Tevez and Rion with your 20th goal of the season. Go on, 4-1. Jesus, I did not see this game going like this. I thought we were going to get absolutely smashed after going down in the first bloody 10 seconds. So they would banging cross, and Rion, that was the interesting way to take the shot. I thought he took it with his right, but he contorted his body and took it with his left foot. So goal and 2 assists for him. Not bad. Okay, we can probably bring on Harper and Boateng and stuff. Just some of my favorite players. Ooh, do we get another? That was a terrible ball. Oh, shit. Ooh, just over. And Arango's having an absolutely atrocious time for them. I don't need to really tell them to focus on anyone because they seem to be doing that anyways. Oh, Salve play it. 4 goals for Barrera. Jesus Christ. Absolute smashing of a game. I think he's had the perfect hat trick now. He scored with his right, he scored with his left, he scored with his head, and I think he scored with his right again. And Arango has been poor. And they just swapped them two around. I wonder if they're making a substitution soon. We should leave the front three as is, because hopefully we get a hat trick assist for Rion. Maybe back post for Salve or someone. Or maybe get himself another goal. Or if he gets himself another win. Alfonso Dave, I forgot they like to play him at left back. Why have they not taken off Arango? I don't care, but it's just surprising. Ooh, they've gone close a couple of times, but we should be safe. You know, we're gonna make a tiny change. We're gonna get some of our at least my favorites. We're getting on Harper. We're gonna get on Boateng for Guilherme. And do we get anyone else on? It would have been absolutely perfect to have Gibbs on the bench and just bring him on, but I don't know. I suppose one of my favorite players is actually I took off. I like Simic actually. I'll keep him on. I'll throw. We'll throw on. Actually, no, we'll do that again. We'll throw on Harper for Simic because Altamiranda actually having a banging game. So Boateng for Altamiranda or Guilherme even, and sure we'll give Laird his last bit of game time. I probably should have had Hagnew on the bench, but oh well. Hagnew is one of the players who probably also be sold in the summer, or he's just at that level to stick around, and he's also homegrown, so he might stay actually. Won't be too surprising if he did stay or go. Oh, great interception by Shaw. Unfortunately, the ball out from Boateng wasn't ideal. Big save from Pickford. Big save. In fairness to him, he's had a pretty banging game. Salamve, Rion. Ooh. I thought we might get another goal here. I think it's going to be something for them. Oh, Pickford is having an absolute banging game. Like, we could see it in the first minute, but like it was just one of those goals that seemed like it was going in. Pickford's on a 7.7. Oh my god. In fairness, they've had 11 shots on target, only one went in. That is actually ridiculous. On the other hand, Bigeri has not been too good. We've had 8 shots on target and 5 went in. Oh, play it, Rion, play it. Yes. Back post, Salambe. No. That's a good way to end the series. The FA Cup win. Barrera with a bloody rivy. I suppose that's, if anyone doesn't know, that's from Dr. Benji's Selfridge story, where there's a player called Rivy who played for Man City who kept continuously scoring 4 goals, so that's what a Rivy became. But damn, 4 in an FA Cup final against Liverpool. I was expecting to get absolutely smashed there, especially when we went down really early. Jesus Christ. But wow. Yeah, we did the double. You can see that there. Oh yeah, because that's the trophy. You win it for winning the league and winning the cup. So Boston United lift the FA Cup. Hassan Hoodle is disappointed. You should be. Oh, we have to pay out so much money. 2.3 million. Boston United delighted with us. I thought he said he left. I was like, Jesus. I was like, that's I was like, that was a bit of an overreaction. 1.7 to the players. Assignment. There's a few players I'm looking at, but doesn't really matter now. Okay. Now then, so we finished the whole thing. I think we suppose the best thing to look back is look at our general. Is it? No. Our landmarks? No. Yeah, this is the best place to be. Just to take a look at what we've done in our 4 seasons here. I don't think this was part of us. English Northern Premier League Division. No. No. So, from pretty much here on, this is all us. So we got the Vanarama National League North first season, which was an absolute banger. Checker Trade. I think that we got that at our first. No, we got that second season. Vanarama National League. We got one that they had gotten promoted back in like 2002 or 3, so that's where they got it first time. So that was like back to back. So trophy, and we just skyrocketed. We had so many things like Margits. I forget the striker's name. Shit. He's the guy who used to play on left wing for us, and then being shite for the first season, he scored like 6 goals. Second season got like 25. Absolute crazy numbers. Then we'd stalled a bit in we can see it here. we got promoted to League Two, finished ninth the first season, and then just went on to first the second season. So we absolutely skyrocketed. Signed a few players like Severa, Virtues, and Ty. I can never remember his full name, but he was like Tyree Backins and Fasico, something like that. And we renamed him Ty because I could not pronounce that every day. So we signed players like that on really cheap contracts, or relatively decent contracts for good prices, and brought them in, and they helped us push on to League One, got us into Championship. Then first season of Championship had players like Gibbs, I forgot our Irish lad. We had so many good strikers in the Championship, and so many players. I think Virtue was a big component to how we succeeded. Just having him, he can play like right wing, right mid, right back, right wing back, right centre back, right CDM, right centre mid, attacking midfielder. He could probably play striker if we needed him to. Left wing and the entire left hand side. He probably could have done a job in goal. He's only 5'7", but I think he could probably get like top corners. He was probably our best signing, like overall, just because of his versatility, and he stayed with us up until the season we won the Premier League, I believe. Actually, we'll take a look at him, because he was definitely one of my favourites. Matthew Virtue. He's still at Cardiff, but that's him. Declare as transfer target, end of contract. Okay, let's see if we can get the club to sign him. So we had him, and we had the goalkeeper, who I cannot remember. That's going to annoy me now. So we'll go transfers, transfer history, and it was 2 seasons ago, I believe. Or was it last season? Yeah, it was last season we saw him. Ryan Huddart. Is he still playing? Yeah, he's at okay, we'll get him. See if we can get them. But yeah, the two of them absolutely banging players. Like, see if we can get them. Ryan Huddart, arguably probably one of our best signings. Like, if you just go back and look at his career, like we bought him for 17k from. Like, I joked at the beginning, from our feeder club Bournemouth, because I think I bought like 6 players from there, like for peanuts, really, absolute peanuts. And like some of the players that we bought, and then we end up selling them on for a massive profit. I know we sold Huddart when we were in the Premier League, but like still he had a pretty decent first season in the Prem. Like his fucking ratio for saving penalties was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Like. First season in League Two, because we bought him, just keep in mind, we bought him from Vanarama National South. So like, it was Vanarama National South, then you have National League, and then you have League Two, and we bought him, and he did absolute blinder for us. First season, 12 clean sheets. The defense was a bit rocky then. Went into League One, better. Championship, amazing. Like, look at these stats, and then we went into the Premier League, and he had a 6.99. Absolutely ridiculous for a player of his like ability. He should not have been that good, but like he was arguably our best player, best shot stopper when it came to one-on-ones and penalties, without a shadow of a doubt. I think his issue was that he was a tiny bit small, and he didn't really have the agility or the pace to get to the corners. Because I think he's about 6 foot. He's 6'3" actually, so he's not as he's smaller than I thought, or taller than I thought. But still, like 170 games, 200 conceded. That's like 1 point something a game that you're conceding, which isn't that great, but you gotta keep in mind that we played in divisions much better than what he should have been capable of. And the same goes for Virtue. Virtue was such a signing for us. I think we got him for like 50, 40, 38k. 38k, and look how long he played for us. 38, so he was in League 1, dropped down to League 2, played for us for about a season or so, then became our captain in League 2. 1 goal, 3 assists. Wasn't too bad. 83% shot accuracy. Like, he was a bit of I think in the League 2 he was a bit of a weird enigma, because we were playing him on the right and I just couldn't really get the best out of him, and eventually we moved him into CDM and he just like lit up like a house on fire. Like that season he played a 7.3 in the Prem, or not, in the Championship. Banging season, 5 goals, 5 assists. He picked up some absolute thunderous goals a couple of times for us. like really important goals. Then in the Prem, played 37 times in his first season, so like pretty much played every single game at right back, I believe it was. It was either right back or CDM, but he'd play there the whole time, picked up 2 goals, a few assists. That was his only downside for me, was that he was technically a winger, but he didn't have great crossing. So like when I played him at fullback, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a nice little, you just slot him in and he'll do the job for you. But he never really kicked on that offensive ability. But like in terms of his link-up play and being able to play anywhere, like he was top dog. Second season in the Prem, he did really good for us again. His numbers got a little bit limited. We ended up signing, I think this might have been around the time we signed Laird. And he was, I think I bought Laird in like January or something. Or maybe we bought Laird the following season, that might be it. But we ended up bringing someone in who did a decent enough job. Wasn't amazing for us. I can't actually remember. We've had so many right backs. Right backs and me is the epitome of my FM career, because like we were playing a right mid at right back for so long, for like 5 seasons more. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. 6 seasons we didn't have a proper right back, and I think he was just doing bits for us. Then he kind of got dwindled numbers again, and I opted to send him on loan in the following season to Hull City. And then I wanted to push on for the title that season. The following season, I was like they're making up the English numbers and stuff, and I love them, but like I was thinking I could send them on loan again, but I was like, they're getting dwindle chances. But if we send them up, sold them, they'd actually get enough to football. Like here, he played about 40 times, had a pretty good season in Championship with Cardiff. This season, not so much. We'll see if we can pick him up on a free this summer. I would love to see the club get him. So I've set him as transfer targets. Hopefully they'll just go with me and just like sign him. But yeah, probably one of our best players. And one of the other ones that we picked up in League 1, I believe, was Gibbs. Sad to see him go this summer. Oh, he's joining Seattle Sounders. Oh, nice. I'm actually, it's nice to see that he's moving there. But like, definitely, like, we got him on loan in League 2. Jeez, we had him for so long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 years. Oh my god. I think he actually might have missed his bloody I forget what it's called, the shit. What is it? The when it's like a 10-year anniversary game for being on the club, I can't remember. But yeah, so we signed him on a free after playing with us. He joined for like 6 games. I think we got him around the same time as we got McGrath. McGrath was like a house on fire. I think he played something like 12 games. He got like 6 goals and something like 8 assists in the same amount of time. But we got Gibbs in, and Gibbs was kind of okay. Played a couple of games here and there. We got him around the time when Man United was our feeder club, or we were their feeder club. So we got him. Joined us the second season. 26 goals, 5 assists, 10 player of the matches awards, like ridiculous. 33 in all competitions. Then second season in League 2, I was thinking there's going to be a bit of a drop off. Going to League 1, 29 goals, 7 assists, still ridiculous season. Going to Championship, has even better season, 26 goals in all competitions, but 13 assists. So he contributed a bit more. Same overall, pretty much the same overall, our average rating. Premier League first season, it was okay. We kind of relied on Duffus, or Courtney Duff as I renamed him. Courtney Duff, him and I believe McGrath for a bit, and then eventually signed a couple more players to bring into the fold. The likes of those Scottish duo, Reed and I forget the other lad, that they were just absolute crap at the time. Brought them in and they seemed like they're going to be lighting the stage up, and they never really did, because like Gibbs was still outperforming them, and we signed Gibbs in League 2. Like, I know he came from Man United, but he was from their bloody first division. We have then second season, 10 goals and 7 assists in all competitions. And then his final season, before he kind of got like pushed out of the team a bit, just because I was playing him and he missed a lot of chances, or he just put him straight at the keeper. Like where he had Sikora would offer a lot more to the game, where like he would be a good passer of the ball, good in the air, good offensively, good defensively. But like if he was getting shots off, like Sikora would beat the keeper with his shots, but he'd hit the post the whole time, which was frustrating as all hell. But like It's like if he had him like a millimeter to the left, it would have gone in, something like that. Well, I don't know. He eventually got pushed out of the team, but once again, another player who outperformed himself, like was absolutely ridiculous for many seasons. And we made a profit on him. I'm happy to see he's going to Seattle. I didn't really want to sell him to Greek or send him to Greece, but we were kind of left there to get rid of him. But 225 appearances, 104 goals. That's actually pretty decent. Pretty decent considering that he had three or four seasons in the Prem, and he performed pretty well at that level. And after Gibbs, I'll actually hop on to the last guy we talked about. Or is it Kieran? Oh, let's go McGrath. Yeah, Kieran McGrath. He's still at Dundee United. He still looks pretty. He's still scoring goals, which is good to see. But I think the championship was his level, in around that. Because like the first season we bought him for 55k from Morton. He came in 20 games, played 20 games, 12 goals, 9 assists. He absolutely was ridiculous. Like I think in the first 4 or 5 games he scored something like 6 goals and 6 assists. It was ridiculous. Then we had the League One. 10 goals, 8 assists. He played a few games, but he was more of the second striker. Gibbs was the main guy, and he was the kind of guy who linked everything together. Had the same kind of situation in Championship, but he played a bit more of a pivotal role. Duffus was kind of... I don't think Duffus was being forced out of the team, but Duffus wasn't really fitting our style of play at the time. He came in, 19 goals, 11 assists, where Gibbs was the goal scorer. He was like the link-up man. He was your Rooney to your Van Persie, like Rooney to your Van Persie, that kind of esque, where like he was still really good, but he wasn't as prolific as Gibbs, which isn't a bad thing. Brought him in, and he did exactly what we wanted to do: score goals, assist, put pressure on the opposition defense. Second season, he didn't really take well to the Premier League. 3 goals, 2 assists in 25 games. It just wasn't really at that level. I think his level probably was about League 1, League 2, but he just outperformed himself in Championship. Second season, didn't play him at all. We ended up sending him on loan to Kilmarnock. I can never pronounce that. Didn't have a prolific time out there, but got 11 goals, 6 in the league, 5 in the cup, and then I gave him a free contract, or let him go free. He got approached by Dundee to sign him, and I released him, and then they picked him up. But 10 in his first season wasn't great, but he seems to be getting back to his old self. 19 last season and 21 this season. Not many assists, but like I'm glad to see that he scored goals. He's definitely one of my favorite players. And he's still really young, 29. He could probably still do a job for anyone, really. That was the surprising thing about him. He got a lot of assists, and he had 6 passing. So we have McGrath. We'll look at our best 11. So our best 11. So we can see which players. Oh yeah, we have Kieran McGrath here. Harper, Virtue, Coveney. I'm surprised Coveney is still there. He played 102 times. I suppose maybe. Wow, there's actually some players here that are still on here from like the originals. Jesus, like we have Huddart, not surprising. Navarro. I'm always surprised how long Navarro was here for. Like he was almost here for the same amount of time as. He was almost here. Wow, that's surprising. He was almost here as long as Harper. Wow, I wouldn't have thought that. Navarro, I think he's still at Bournemouth. Yeah, he doesn't look amazing, but he was a good player. I think the only thing that let him down was that he was kind of unsporting. He became our captain for a while, and he was good at it, but eventually we needed to offload him, bring in someone better, and we ended up signing. We signed Tiemann, and then we brought in Mexica. But last season, I was playing predominantly Laird at left back because he was actually doing a really good job as an inverted wing back. He was one of those players that kind of just kicked in and took his spot. Then we have. Oh, I didn't realize Boateng is actually in this spot. Jesus. But Boateng has what do you call it? Then we have Cavani, who's still going. Like he hasn't played for us in about, I want to say, 8 years, and he's still on our thing. Yeah, so we got him from Nottingham Forest on a free. He played for us for a few seasons, like sparingly after his first season. He was really good in the Vanarama National, good in the League Two. We'll relatively okay in League Two. Then went to League Two again, didn't really play. League One, didn't play, and then we released him. Went back to Port Vale, and he's had a couple of free moves since then. I thought he would have been one of the few players to actually retire. He just never did. Because I always look back and check on him every now and again, because he'd always pop up and say like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see how the team's doing and stuff," and I just check him out, what he's up to. And he's actually still playing pretty well for considering his level. Then we had Shaw, who's like, the only thing that annoys me about Shaw is that we could have got him so much earlier. Like here, when I bought him for 3.9 million, I tried to buy him this season for 1.5 million, and he signed a new contract and he would not join, because like he would have became a homegrown player already. Because like we've had him for 5 seasons. 5 seasons. We would have had him for 6, and he would have became homegrown. Fortunately, he's not. Oh, I just realized he's played all 38 games this season. 2 goals, 1 assist, 7.11. I'm so happy for him. Jesus, 59 times this season. Absolute stalwart of a defender for us. He was like, the first season, played him a bit, and he did a job for us, but he seemed a bit raw. Same the second season, and then third season, I think this was when we won. Yeah, this is when we won the title. I opted for Matos and someone else to be our centre backs. It might have been I can't remember who it was, but I opted for someone else to play beside Matos, and he kind of got peeved off at it. Came back last season, had a pretty good time of it, and this season he just became the main man. Even though I know I signed Kerr, Shaw was our main man all season long. Like he's one of the players that just did everything for me. Virtue, again, we already went through him, but still an absolute stalwart of a player. Like when we signed him, he could play right mid and right centre mid, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll just play everywhere else." I'm still convinced he could do a job in goal. Then we have Ty. I think Ty might have retired. No, he's still going actually. We can't actually sign him. I don't think I would, but Ty was our Pogba for a while. Like he was like ridiculous. As good as Harper's been, Harper was like the improvement on Ty, which is why we got rid of Ty. He was English and stuff, but like still, he did absolutely. How long was he there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seasons. He joined in League 2, went through League 1. First season, 25, 5 goals, 3 assists. Second season, 17 goals, 8 assists in League 1. Like absolute crazy numbers. Championship, 9 goals, 5 assists. Pretty good. Premier League, first season he played 32 times, 4 goals, 3 assists. He did pretty well for himself. Made a bit of an impression, but then we saw Harper became available, and I went in for him. I think the time Harper was like 22 or 3 or 4 maybe. Had a final second season, but didn't really get as much football as I would have liked. Ended up selling him to Sheffield Wednesday for 650k. Bit of a pickup, a good profit for us. Like considering like all of our best players, that a lot of them are gone now, and like they've just been absolute monsters for us. Sheffield Wednesday, he didn't really play much there. Then went on free to Peterborough, had a good time there. He went back to League 2, and now he's currently back in League 1. But it's good to see like he's kind of at his level. I think League 1's probably his peak, and we also kind of I put the players around him that would get the best out of him. He played best in a 3. If you played him in a 2, he never really delivered. You had to play him in a 3. Kind of like Pogba. And then, speaking of Harper, we have him right beside him. Harper, like absolutely, probably one of my best signings. At the time, I thought it was too much, and we overpaid for him. And I was thinking the first season he was kind of poor, and he got 5 goals, 4 assists in 35 games. And you're expecting a bit more from your marquee signing at the time. Like 16.25 million was like our biggest spend ever. Second season, same kind of thing. He didn't really kick on for me. Third season, played a bit better. 12 goals, 8 assists. He had a bit of a banging season alongside Doyle. Then the season we won the Prem, like he was an absolute monster for us. And then last season, really good. And same again this season. He's had a bit of a bit part role, but whenever he came into the team, like he was just always top level. Especially when he scored the hat trick against Legia Warsaw, I believe it was. Like you just can't buy that kind of talent. We did, but I don't think you can buy it. Like it has to be something that's just like developed naturally in the club. McGrath, we already went through him. Boateng, I'm surprised he's here. I didn't think he would be in our all-time 11. But I suppose if you're looking back on it, he's 21 years old. First season, 10 million, 19 goals and 12 assists. In your first season is ridiculous. Same again last season, 15 goals, 12 assists. Big numbers. And then this season, he's had a bit more of a bit part role, 10 goals and 7 assists. Like, scoring over 10 goals a season as a cam is impressive, especially at his age. Probably should have given more football this season, but I don't know. 95 games, so he's the lowest number of games. Actually, no, we have Ben Davies here, who's probably our best player. Oh my god, I just realized he's a left back, a right back, and he scored 23 goals in 83 games. That is, I suppose he did take a lot of our penalties. Excuse me. Phone's just popping up. And then beside him we have Rian, who is unsurprisingly there. Like ridiculous. 28.5 million. I thought at the time was a bit we overspent on him. 15 goals, 13 assists that season. Like, those are top numbers. Like top. Like, I think you got to keep in mind, like, I think Raheem Sterling last season scored something like 20 goals, 20 assists. It's like, and that's like after a couple of seasons under Pep to develop him, and our first season under me hits those levels. Season we won the Prem, 18 goals, 8 assists in the league, 28 all competitions, and 11 in the league, or 11 assists in all competitions. Crazy numbers. Last season, not so prolific. We kind of went for a diamond after a bit, but we still utilized him, and he was injured for a lot. That was a big issue for him. 13 goals, 12 assists. Still really good numbers. And this season, he broke his record, 19 goals and 12 assists. Like, that's 31 contributed to goals in the league in 35 games. That's ridiculous. So, like, there was 4 games he played where he didn't contribute a goal, but still absolutely banging. And if we click into him, 28 goals, 21 assists. Those are ridiculous. And like, oh my god, like, he had some games where he was quiet, and like, he get hat tricks, and probably, like, I know I've said some players were like, I've said like Virtue and Huddart were probably some of my better signings, but like, without a shadow of a doubt, Rian has been our best ever signing. He's probably been my best ever signing ever across all football managers, and I've had some interesting ones. I just like, he was like top level. Like, we brought him in as like a raw, maybe 3-star level player, because we needed a replacement for left mid or a backup, and all of a sudden he became a starter, and then became a key player, and then became the captain. Like, ridiculous, absolutely fucking ridiculous. And then got player of the season again. He became our Ronaldo essentially. Like, Ronaldo got I think he got 38 goals in this last season at United in all competitions, but still, like, and like, this is the crazy part. He's 11 finishing. 11 fucking finishing. And his composure is 13. Like, he's scoring more goals than our strikers. Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You just can't write this kind of stuff. And his pass accuracy is not great. And the one thing I love, he's a really good tackler. like over 80% in almost every competition. He didn't, bar the Community Shield, he came off the bench for that one. But still, in that game where he didn't play too great, he still played 7.2. But ridiculous. And when he, that's all competitions. Yeah, he never played in the reserves once for us, because as soon as he came back to being fully fit, he was back in the team. Without a shadow of our best player. And I'm going to be sad, because he's probably going to be the first player sold in the summer. It's going to be so sad. And then we have Prigent, who was a bit of an enigma for me. I think if he had something like 13 or 14 finishing, he would have been a monster. Just because, like, he gets goals because he has really good composure. His finishing is not to the level you want it to be, and other stats aren't great. I don't know what kind of striker you compare him to. Maybe like a Demba Ba, where, like, as soon as you get on the ball, like, if he gets the ball at his feet and it's like shoot, he shoots and it goes in back to net. But if he has to think about it, he's probably not going to score. And it's very ironic that we signed Prigent. We had Prigent in the team. We had I think we had Sikora still, and we had Arp. Because I think we saw him last season, or it might have been this season. Yeah, we saw him this season. But last season we had Arp and Sikora in the team, and he was scoring goals over them, which was ridiculous. And then we had Ponzio and a few other players in the team still that weren't like, that had like something like 18, 19 finishing and really decent composure, but just couldn't score goals. And then our man shows up, 11 finishing with 16 composure, just bang, 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 bang. And I know it doesn't look like much because the first season, 6 games, didn't really do much, but he came off the bench for a lot of them. Second season, 22 goals, 6 assists, became the main man. Did it again the second season, 18 goals, 5 assists. So it wasn't really amazing. That was the season we won the league. So he was alternating with Ponzio. I think Ponzio that season scored 20 goals. And then second season, got 12 and 2. Became a bit more of a bit part player, but when you needed him to score goals, he scored you goals. And then he's gone to Pescara, made a profit on him, so I'm kind of happy with that. It was the right move for him, I think, because otherwise he would have just been stagnant at the team. And we needed to offload a lot of players last summer. And then there's a lot of players here. We have George Willis, he's retired now. He was our main goalkeeper for the first season or two. Frankie Masanda, oh, he retired. He must have retired this year. I think it was this year because I was looking at him a while ago. But he was still going. I was considering picking him up for the under 23s or under 18s, but I wouldn't have been able to. He had to go into first team because if we're going to sign him. But yeah, he was a great player for us. He had 2 spells. We bought him in our first season on loan from Luton Town. Then he went back and we couldn't get him, and then we got him again, which was great. I think we ended up selling him. Oh, I can't see his stuff here. I think we ended up selling him, or he might have gone on a free. I can't remember exactly. Ben Davies, currently one of our coaches. He's left multiple times. He was a player for us from the start of the season to the end of the second season. Then retired, became under 18s assistant manager. Then left, went to Poole, was there for like 3 months, got sacked, brought him back as a coach. Then left 2 years later, went to Lincoln. At the end of the season, got sacked. Brought him back as a coach. Left to go to Bolton, was there for like 6 months, got sacked, came back again, and he's currently been our coach the last 3 years. Hopefully he stays because like he's actually a really good coach. And he's I think he's, what does he have? Yeah, Continental Pro. So I'd love to see it like come back and see him being like a top level manager. But at the same time I kinda hope he stays and like never leaves. Ben Davies, Richard Hagnew, he's still here. Bit of an interesting signing for us. He obviously didn't play much this season, but when he did his first season was signed around the same time as Prigent. 2.8 million was a bit of a bargain for us. Didn't play much. Second season, 7 goals, 10 assists, really good levels. He became a bit of a first team player for us. Second season, 8 and 8, good levels of assists for us. He was a bit of our, he was, when we had Zimmerman, he constantly found Zimmerman. It was ridiculous. It was just like Hagnew on the left, Zimmerman far post, goal. Same again. The season we won the league, he got 2 goals. His goals kind of dried up, but his assists went up, so like it kind of bounced up nicely enough. He was a big player for us that season, really big. Then 7 and 19, the last season, he got 2 goals, 3 assists, not a whole lot of involvement. And this season, he hasn't even played. I probably should have gave him a game at one stage, but I don't know. It just got to the point where like I felt like he wasn't really. If anything, if I played him a couple times, he was a bit of a detriment to the team. Like his passing was like always top. Like he was always the best passer like in the team. He still is. I think his passing. Oh shit. Overview. Yeah, his passing's like 13, but he's always had like a 90% passing accuracy. It's ridiculous. If I go back to his first season, it was about 70, but he only played a few games. Second season, 85, which is really high for us. Like our average back then was like 70, 80. Then he goes up to 85 again. Then he's 90, 93. And like it's just like wow. Like he's been consistently our best passer, but the worst thing is like he holds onto the ball too long and sometimes just gets tackled and is never really able to get back into possession. I just realized Gibbs is not in our all-time 11. That is strange. Because I would have put Gibbs in before I put Prigent. Because average rating, I think Gibbs has like a 7.5. I don't know. Hagen Narty, he was a good little signing for us. Signed him from, who was it, Freiburg for 5 million. There for a few seasons. Did a similar to Hagnew actually. Got goals and assists now and again, but was more of an integral part player that kind of like supplemented everyone else. Bit of an interesting one. We got him. I think we got him around the same time as we got Doyle. So the first season he got 1 and 4. Okay, not too great, but performed relatively well. First season, adapted to the league. Second season, 8 goals, 8 assists, really good. The season we won, he got 6 and 1. He played a lot of games, but he just wasn't really delivering for us. And then went to Brighton. Did okay for them. We made a bit of a profit on about 3 times what we paid for him. And then they got relegated that season, so it wasn't ideal for him, but not too bad. And then we have Andy Tannoy. He's retired. We had him he was here for 5 seasons. Wow, I didn't realize that. Okay, and then he went to Albania. Did okay for himself there first season. Then he went to Bliss in Albania as well, and he eventually retired at 33. So that makes him, I'm not sure how old that makes him, because when we started he was like 26. But a decent enough player. And then we have Jordan Slew. This is a guy I can remember. He was like a left winger with 5 finishing, and in one season he scored like 25 goals. I don't know how. Like, he should not have been as good as he was. I picked him up as a scout at one stage, but like he was a terrible scout, and I just hired him to be in the club. And eventually, when I had to replace him to bring in a better player, he ended up retiring after that. So, kind of sucks. But yeah, I'm surprised that Blake Gibbs isn't in here, or Duffus. I think Duffus retired. Yeah, Courtney Duffus. Yeah, he retired a while ago. He ended up going to Chesterfield. I think we sold him for like 500k or a million. Does it say here? It doesn't say. It just says he joined. Oh well. We have interpaint players I can think of. We'll just actually look through our transfers to see if there's anyone that piques our fancy. Transfers we have. I forgot we have this Alessandro De Rossa guy joining. He's actually savage. He's so good. I'll go see what he turns out into. It'd be interesting at the end of next season. This season, 126,093,000 spent. I thought it was 113. Oh yeah, that's right. 150, 143. We got some bang for buck last season in terms of profit. Like Karen. Oh, Karen's a great player. I'm kind of annoyed I sold him, but at the same time we needed that cash influx. Probably would have been smarter to hold on to him, because in comparison we ended up bringing in Sepp Vandenberg, who was in hindsight a waste of money. We spent 18 million pounds on a player we didn't even need. We brought in Oxford. He's actually been really good for us, surprisingly. It's been the players that we brought in cheap are really good. Tiemann, we overpaid for him, but like he was so good this season that I just had to include him. Steve Hurd is a similar thing. I brought him in. He's a bit of a, I don't know, he's a bit of a mixed bag. Mixed bag. And then we brought in Ryan just because I know he's good. He played a couple games for us, did a job, so I think he was good for what he did. Zimmerman, I think in comparison, probably should have held on to him in comparison to Hurd, but he was on a big wage, and getting rid of him and upgrading the team overall, I think was the right move. In hindsight, probably not. But we made a massive profit on him because I think we bought him for, we bought him for 800k, and like he had a bit of, probably should have held on to him. That's probably one of my only regrets in this whole thing, is selling him. Second season, 12 goals, 10 assists. Like first season wasn't great. Third season did well. Like he played 27 times in the league, 13 goals and 10 assists in all competitions. Season we won the league, 14 goals and 17 in all competitions, and like this team was really all about the wingers, I think, and Zimmerman really contributed to that. Like that was the only thing. When you look at him, like he didn't look good. I think he also went down to a 2-star. That might have been why I decided to. Oh, he's still 2.5, so he's at the same level of as Salenve, but Salenve I think has a bit more well-rounded. Theo Pridgeon, Brookhart. He never really kicked on for me to get to that level I wanted. Matos, another player who was okay. Like, he looks like he should be good, but like he was a bit hit and miss for me. I don't know. Is there anyone from last season that we sold? Narti, Ponzio. Oh yeah, let's have a look at Ponzio. He's still recommended as a good signing, but I think he was an atrocious player. He got 12 goals last season, but like he was their record signing for 40 million, and he scored 4 goals. I brought him for 9.25. First season, I realized, oh, he's pretty crap, because like he scored like 6 goals in the last 6 games. Like, it was just like he was fucking. It was like I wanted to murder him so much at some stages. Then the season we won the league, he got 20 goals and 7 assists. Keep in mind that he was our main striker for the entire season. He played 27 games and got 8 goals and 11 goals. Like, this season we've been rotating between Arp, Sikora, and Barrera. And I think Sikora's the only one who got below 15. Arp's on about 17 or 18. Ponzio's on about 24. And I think Sikora's on about 13 or 14. But at the same time, I'm not too annoyed with that, because they're all playing. I think they all played about 30 to 40 games, while Sikora played about 60. Oh, not Sikora. Fucking Ponzio. Just didn't really do it all for me. Is there anyone else we sold? Kyle John. Oh, he was here for the longest time. We only got rid of him this season. I think he retired. Yeah, he must have. Shame. He was a good first player for us. Oh, fucking Haygarth. We didn't go over Haygarth at all. He is still playing. It's ridiculous. I think, did we get him in the first season? No, we got him in our second season. No, the third season. Picked him up on a free. And how long was he with us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seasons. 10 seasons with us. He would have his game this year. I can't remember what it's called. But whatever. But yeah, he's a bit of a baller for us. He kind of fell off the pace after League 2 Championship. He was okay, but he was never really able for the Premier League. Not surprising. It just wasn't his level. Arp's been with us a few seasons now, actually, looking at him. He joined in a few years ago. Josh Bowler, he was another interesting player for us. Anyone else? Virtue, Huddart. Oh, Jose Perez, I forgot we had him. Rude, Arnaldus, he was a terrible signing. Hazard, I'm so happy we sold him that season, because he would have been an absolute disaster. Dominic Agensteiner, he was a good player, but he probably wasn't at the level of the Championship or Premier League at the time. This is the season we got all our youngsters in. Brookhart, he never really kicked on. You know what, actually, out of the entire group of players I bought that were youngsters, Brookhart was the only one who didn't really live up to it, and he was the one I had the highest hopes for. Simic, I wasn't sure on Simic, but like, obviously he's turned into an absolute baller. Marino, he's a bit of hit and miss. I think the only thing that holds Marino back is his heading. Other than that, he's like a top quality player. Then we have Janssen, obviously has hit those heights. I would have liked maybe a tiny bit more crossing from him, but like, he's still top tier for me. He doesn't get as many assists as I would like. Like, his first season he got 6, last season he got 8, this season he also got 8. I'd like maybe 10 to 15 from my fullbacks, but I'm not too worried about that. Ryan, he was our goalkeeper we picked up when we sold Mandas. Boateng, we already went through him, but like, absolute baller of a player. Salve, another baller player. He's starting to, I think he's hit his peak. I think he's probably like a mid-table Prem player, but still has like top level qualities. Like, he still gets shitloads of goals. Like, first season he cost us like 8.75, 11 goals, 12 assists, which was fucking ridiculous in the season we won the Prem. And then the following season, 8 and 10. Not as prolific, but Zimmerman was a bit better last season. Actually, did we get rid of Zimmerman? No, we had Zimmerman this year. Not that season, where he got like, I think he got 17 goals and 14 assists. It boggles my mind why I sold him. And then 11 and 15 this season. So like, he had a really good one. Then we also bought Matos. A bit of I don't know, I never really liked him in hindsight. Brian Osborne, I don't know why I bought him. Waste of money. And then I think we got 2 million back from when we sold him. But waste. And then Christian Fruchtel. He was actually pretty decent, because we bought him, we never really played him, and then then we sold Ryan for whatever reason in January last season, and he ended up being pretty good for us. And he held out, and he got 5 clean sheets in a few games. It wasn't too bad. Sold him to Norwich for almost double the money, so I think it was a good bit of business in hindsight. Dickinson, a good signing, probably not at the time. If we got him before we went into the Premier League, I think it would have been good, but at that time he was a bit behind what I needed. Thorgan Hazard, a good player when we got him. Eventually, he's a manager now, and he's shite. But overview. Yes, we got him and we picked him up, and he was okay. He got 3 goals, 4 assists. Wasn't amazing, and we sold him on for a profit, so he did okay for us. Ethan Laird, a very good signing for us. Still here, valued at 30 million. Like, it's crazy. If he had some of Jansen's like physicalities and technicals, he'd be an absolute monster. He should be a top player, but I think his passing and stuff lets him down, and his mentally he's a bit lackadaisical for me. I think if he had a few more greens, he would be unbelievable. But still, a great player. It's unfortunate he's probably going to get sold in summer as well. Rion, best signing. Ponzio, wasted money. Jared Bowen. I forgot about him. He was our loanee that we never really played. Josh Andrews. These guys, the 2 fucking, I brought them in on a free that were absolutely useless. Kieran O'Hara, the guy I bought and then sold the following season, and I think I got a profit on him. Profit being like, yeah, we made 1.8k on him, even though he probably got paid about 10k a week. So call it profit all I want. Thomas O'Connor, great player. I forgot about him. He was actually really good for us. I think I got him in the championship. Yeah, I did, and then we ended up selling him when we got to the Prem. It just made a lot. It was just a good signing in hindsight. I thought he was doing really good at Southampton. He was okay. We brought him in. 41 games first season, 1 goal, 8 assists, or 2 goals, 8 assists. Second season, 2 and 2. He was okay. Wasn't playing a whole lot. Sold him. He got pissed off that I sold him, but I think everything worked out well in the end. We ended up bringing in. That's when we got Poggy. He was a fucking useless. Talk about useless. Noah Jean Holm, probably the worst player I've ever had. Like, he kept giving out to me that I wasn't playing him, but I played him. I started him twice. He scored 1 goal. I gave him 8 substitute appearances from halftime onwards, and he never contributed. He was so bad, so bad. Waste of money. He was probably my worst transfer. Jake Doyle Hayes, top player for us, really good. I decided to offload him because we brought in likes of Simic and stuff, because Simic would have been in his way. I think if we were to sell Simic now, he would be a good replacement for him, just because of his, he's so well rounded. That was the only thing where it's Simic I think has a higher potential, but Doyle at the time was better than him, but Simic needed that room to grow, and I was like, if I'm going to sell Doyle, I have to keep Simic, and I was going to send Simic out on loan to play it, then give Doyle a season, and eventually bring him in. But we got an offer from West Ham for about 20 million, was it? 25? Yeah, 20. So we offloaded him. I was a bit upset with that, but that's the season we won the Prem. So it all worked out in the end. But you know what? I think that's pretty much everything. The club has gone, it's been amazing. So first here, and also first this season. General, the club's now gone. I think we were at 1 star. Now we're pretty much 5 star. I don't think we've ever played against our rivals. Have we have any other players in icons? Rion's in there now. Ben Davies, John Gibbs. That's good. I want some of them to be legends though. I think if Rion stays for the rest of his career, he'll probably become a legend. But it's pretty good. Our tickets are actually pretty cheap. £39, not bad, not too bad. But yeah. I suppose that's where we'll end it now. I can't remember if I need to retire. I need to resign and then go on holiday. So yeah, so I guess this is the end for Boston United. My longest ever FM. I think my second longest was Blackburn. I went with them for like 6 years, and there was like 60, 70 episodes. But yeah, this is the end. So I'll see you guys next time when we're 10 years in the future. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe for more FM quality stuff. This is going to be my last FM19 save, and next one will be FM20. I'm not sure if I'll do a beta or we'll just go straight into when it comes out. But yeah, I already have a plan on who I'm doing for that. If you want to know, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.